Welcome, everyone. It's Tuesday night, 7 o'clock Central Time. You know what that means. Outlawed Live with Ron Stone. And looks like I'm going solo tonight. Mike is busy doing some stuff. We might have Jason Schultz on tonight, but right now it's just me and the results from Ravenna. And this weekend coming up, Norfolk, Nebraska on Friday, Arlington, Nebraska on Saturday. Going to be a huge weekend in the state of Nebraska. Weekend after, we're going to Manila, Iowa. The weekend after that, we're going to Texas, the Lone Star State. So we're going to talk about results from Ravenna. Of course, those of you who were watching know that Friday night was a rain out. Crazy weather. It rained so hard. It was just supposed to rain for like an hour, and it rained for a couple hours, and it rained really hard Friday night. For Saturday morning, the one track, the pit track, still looked like a lake, and unbelievably, that track turned into a power track where it was the most of the water was held. So it was snuffing some tractors out. The super farms, the limited pros. It was snuffing some tractors on Saturday. Crazy. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Kaylee Tuma from Ashton, Nebraska. Thank you for tuning in. I know we have a big pull coming up there this summer with the Heartland group. Zook Fukerberg, you better be working on that frickin' tractor, buddy. You better be working on that tractor. Doug. Jeremy Kurtzadina. Schooled me on how to pronounce his last name. Good to see you up there. And it looks like you were pretty busy. You were one of the crew that made it happen on Saturday night. So thanks, Jeremy, for making it happen up there. You had a good crowd on Saturday night too. Cole Lundahl, hello from Wakefield, Nebraska. Hello from Kansas City, Cole. Jordan Lear from Tightwad, Missouri. Tightwad. The bank in Tightwad no longer is there, I understand. There used to be a weather forecaster in Kansas City on Fox 4. They used to talk about Tightwad, Missouri all the time. He would give like the weather forecast from Tightwad. But there used to be a great barbecue joint there too in Tightwad, Missouri. Russ Dostal. Russ, I don't know what to say. Russ, you're in Pierce, Nebraska. Where were you this weekend, Russ? I know where you were at. Go ahead. Tell the folks where you were at. You weren't in Ravenna. Case Conover from Texas, from the Lone Star State. Wahoo Pires showing us his biceps there. And a tractor, yep. So big weekend coming up. We're going to talk about Ravenna, Nebraska. We only got one session in. Friday night was crazy. I mean, there was tornadoes in the area, hail, lots of rain, rainbows. I mean, it was crazy. But we got Saturday night in. Thank you to the crew in Ravenna, Nebraska. They turned this track. The track was better on Saturday night than what it would have been on Friday night without the rain. I will tell you that. One side was amazing. The side that had the most water standing on it Saturday morning ended up being a power track. I don't know what else to say about it, but kudos to the track crew there. Kudos to the folks in Ravenna, Nebraska. We had a great crowd, folks from all around that area. If we could have done Friday night just like we did Saturday night, this is an amazing pull. So watch for Ravenna, Nebraska next summer, 2025. Marty Samuelson, the mayor of Ravenna. Saturday was a great night of pulling. Great trucks, great tractors, great pulling. Started by a great singing of that. Oh, thank you, Marty. I appreciate it. You should have stayed up there, Marty. I would have let you sing it. I really would have let you sing the national anthem if you would have stayed up there. But with D-Day, the 80th anniversary of D-Day, 2 days before, man, I was pumped. Russ Dostal, here we go. Farley, the Simon's put on him. Saturday rained out. It was worth $5. But Russ, what would your drive have been to Ravenna? I'm just asking. On Saturday, what would your drive have been to Ravenna? Marty, you don't want to hear you singing the national anthem? Okay, all right. Well, I always encourage folks when I'm singing the national anthem to sing it with me. So let us know where you're from. Let us know where you're listening or watching and listening from. We have the folks from Arlington, Nebraska coming on tonight. We have two big pulls this weekend. Norfolk, Nebraska at the Off-Road Speedway in Norfolk, and Arlington, Nebraska this weekend. Going to be an awesome weekend, guys. We kicked it off with a bang this past weekend. Jeff Lobner, I agree, Jeff. Awesome pull Saturday, man. And the folks at Ravenna that put on that event actually gave all the pullers, I think it was $250 to help with fuel on Saturday. They didn't have to do that, but the Outlaws are a family, folks, and it was just amazing and we didn't ask for it. The promoter and his team just said, you know what? we want to help the pullers out. They stayed, after all the rain, and we want to help them out. So I think it was $250. They gave to the pullers, and even though they lost money on Friday night, they were appreciative of the pullers for being there Saturday, and it was an awesome pull. I think we had 94 hooks on Saturday. So Jeff, yeah, I agree. It was an awesome pull. Jim Schwartzman from Tonganoxie, from Tongi, Kansas, checking in. Tina Berger, Eric and Tina from Wilbur. Thank you for singing that. It was great. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. So what was your favorite part of Ravenna? I mean, I will tell you, we had some problems on the live stream. It was an issue, and it was our first event of the season. We had a lot of new technology involved going into Ravenna, and yeah, lo and behold, we had some issues, and you know what? It wasn't with us. It was with our platform, and it wasn't anything we did wrong. We did realize we had a computer that was like behind the times, and we need to upgrade a computer. But other than that, it wasn't us. It was our platform, and we apologize for those folks out there trying to watch on Outlaw Pulling TV. But the new computer is coming this week, and we will be on top of things this weekend in Norfolk and Arlington. Russell Dawson, 2 hours ago, but want to do it. Russ, you know what? You don't have to explain everything. It's it is what it is. Jeff Alder, modifieds are over. What did you think of the twin turbine? What did you think of the twin? We had 2 twin turbines. One couldn't get one turbine to light, so you had one twin turbine. And you know what? A lot of folks might think, well, that's too much power. It really isn't. There were 2 tractors, in my opinion, in that modified class that lit and hooked up on Saturday night. One was Cody Barron's, the turbinator. He hooked up. He held the front end up the whole way down the track. The next one that hooked up the most was Sweet Pain, Craig Ulmer. He hooked up. Nobody else seemed to get a hold of the track, honestly. So I don't think we can. I don't think we can get a distinct judgment from what happened Saturday night between the turbines and the piston engines. I really wish the Petches could have got their tractor to light that second motor. But, I mean, as far as hooking up to the track, the 2 tractors that hooked up was the Turbinator and Sweet Pain. Nobody else hooked up. Nobody else hooked up to the track on that far side. Ben Beller from Howard, Kansas was definitely glad the live stream got fixed. It's only going to get better and better, Ben, I promise you. We have a lot of great things going on, and we're just trying to figure them all out, and it's going to be much better, I promise you. Lisa, hope you are fine. Yes, we are great, Lisa. Ulmer Mafia, yep, they took second place. It was twin turbines, triple Chevys, and after that, it was, of course, all that was left was twin Hemis, except for the Petches. They had some problems. They couldn't get the second motor lit, and I knew they wouldn't try to go on one motor because they were already geared for 2 motors. It would have been worthless to try. So they said they have it all fixed up. The next 7400 modified pull hook will be in Whitewright, Texas, 2 weeks from this weekend. So we've got our one of our promoters from this weekend coming on here. He's backstage. So let us know where you're watching from, where you're at, and if you watched the poll over the weekend. We want to know if you watched Ravenna. I know we had some technical difficulties, but let us know where you're watching from and if you watched the poll on Outlaw Pulling TV. Chuck Hobbs, Mini Rod Puller, Chuck Hobbs, good evening from Harmon, Illinois, the land of Lincoln. Thanks for tuning in, Chuck. Appreciate your support. We got Randy Dunclaw backstage. Randy, are you ready back there? Tammy Morris. I want to thank all the ladies that cooked and fed all the pullers. It was delicious as usual. That's a lot of work. Tammy, I didn't get to eat any of that food you're talking about right now. I was busy working, tearing down and loading up till like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday or Sunday morning. So now I was hungry, I promise you, but I was pretty tired as well. So Tammy Morris, Richard Morris, he did a good job on Saturday night. Talk about that. Let's talk about who did what on Saturday night. Wes Severs, the DT 466, the 4-1 powered light modified tractor, took first place. He looked like he was going out of bounds. And my assumption was, man, he's hard on that brake, and he ended up powering out past everybody else. Put 12 feet on Gage Ott, and Blake Ott starts out the season in a very unfamiliar spot in last place. He's won the points the last 3 years in a row, once on a twin turbine and twice on his Allison tractor, which he's driving now. So he's got a little catching up to do. Wes Severs, of course, the rookie of the year last season. And speaking of co-rookies of the year, Lane Paulson, Life in the Fast Lane, Limited Pro Stock, took first place in the Limited Pro Stock class, 10 tractors. I mean, he had to beat out Chris Lear from Wisconsin. He had to beat out Gary Barrett, former points champion. Dave Novak, former points champion. Joe Moriando, former points champion. George Beyer, former points champion. And Brian Deck, Seth Novak, Jamie Yankee, Jesse Tesmer. 17-year-old Lane Paulson went on to win the Limited Pro Stock division on Saturday night. So good start for him and that family, that team in the Limited Pro Stock class. Light Super Stock Ag. Wow, what a crazy good run from Corey Schluter. Look at my hat, folks. Corey Schluter. He signed this hat. Corey Schluter lifted the front end, and he could have ran over the Jersey barriers at the end of the track. He could have ran over the big screen. I mean, he had a run of a lifetime going in Ravenna, and it was good to see. Mark Ulmer came up second with Eleanor, former points champion, reigning points champion with that Illinois alcohol tractor. But Diesel ruled the light super stock ag class on Saturday night. Corey Schluter really put an exclamation point on his finish there in the light super stock ag class. Pro stock, Doug Sabatka. He's an X factor in that pro stock class. Doug Sabatka, he's like that evil genius, you know. He knows exactly what he's doing. He doesn't need a whole lot of input from anybody else. Put 3 feet, almost 3 feet on Kyle Karstens, which Kyle Karstens took second place. Beautiful paint job on Kyle Karstens' tractor from Parker, Kansas. Greg Jager finishing up third with the Wampus Cat out of Hazard, Nebraska. Cody Yarrick in fourth with Gone. And former points champ Galt Porter and the Gangrene in fifth in that pro stock division. Alcohol Supers, Kurt Boy winning the Alcohol Light Supers on Saturday. Diesel Super Stock, Mike Schultz, Jason Schultz's dad. And we all knew that Mike Schultz was the superior driver to Jason. We knew that already. So Mike Schultz putting out his experience and his superior driving skills in that Diesel Superstock class, taking first place, starting the season off right. Light Limited Pro, the second place finisher from last year, Brady Gosler. taking first. Really nice pass. About a foot and almost a half. Andrew Meister taking second. Mike Hargan on the wild side in third. Jeff Siebert, Resurrected Deer, fourth. Derek Gira at Pawnee City, Nebraska, taking fifth in the light limited pro. Modified tractors, we talked about this. Turbinator, Cody Barrett in first. Craig Omer in second with Sweet Bane. Donald Nelson, the defending points champion in Twister Whip in third. Cameron Neves, Cotton Candy in fourth. Vern Huser with Say Goodbye in fifth. Two-wheel drives. Defending points champ Ray Miller from last season starts the season off right with a number 1 hook. Finished first in the two-wheel drive class. 9 feet, a little over 9 feet ahead of second place. Richard Morris, points champion from 2022, taking second place. Mark Jansen filling in for Dustin Corliss at Texas Bullseye in third. Donald Nelson in fourth with Whippet. Timmy Mokowski in fifth with Thumper. Pro Stock 4x4, a little more the same. Defending points champ Keith Hammond's Bipolar, starting off the season right with the first place hook. Toby Vanderpool getting second with a chain stretcher. Phil Kinney, the old Grizz, had a winner's at Iowa in third. The X Factor, Jeremy Stevens, the Irritator in fourth. Marty Selman in the Rat Trap, busting a rear U-joint on his truck right at the end of his pass, rounding out the field in fifth. So if you weren't at Ravenna, you know what? You could still watch it on the live stream. You can go back and watch the replay at outlawpulling.tv. Dallas Todd watching from Scottsbluff, Nebraska. Thanks for watching the live stream. We had some technical difficulties, but you know what? That happens. We're pushing a lot of technology here lately. What class wowed me in Ravenna, Russ? Well, wowed me. I tell you what, the light superstock ag class was very entertaining. Tyler Spatansky, he came out. I mean, they have turned the wick up on that tractor. Tyler Spatansky came out and put on a good show. Of course, Mark Omer always puts on a good show. Jeremy Paulson had a good hook. Man, if he'd had another weight on the front of that tractor, I think things might have been a little different. But I don't think anybody would have beat Corey Schluter. He was on a mission, and wow, I don't think he could have beat him that night. Corey Schluter's tractor was on a mission. So yeah, light superstock ag. The modified tractors, I love seeing the twin turbine go out there and make its mark. Mark Ham watching from Sioux Falls. Thanks for tuning in, Mark. So we're going to go ahead and bring on some folks from. We couldn't get anybody to come on from Norfolk, Nebraska, but that is Friday night. Norfolk, Nebraska is Friday. It's only an hour and a half from Arlington, but we got a couple folks here from Arlington. We have Randy Dunquall and Tom Boat. How you guys doing tonight?
Good. How are you, Ron?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Beautiful weather down here in Kansas City. How's the weather up there?
It's warm, but it's nice.
Are we wearing identical shirts, Randy? Look at our shirts. Organics Midwest, buddy. Tom, where's your shirt? I mean, you should be
I don't know. I'm waiting for it.
We'll have to get Todd to give you a shirt this weekend in Arlington. So what's new in Arlington? I mean, always a great pull, always an awesome event. What's new this year?
Oh, we just got done putting up new speakers down there on the poles that last year were new light poles we put up.
Okay.
So that's new. I don't know what we're just trying to make everything better. So
we've had some rain this spring.
Yeah, imagine that. I think everyone in the Midwest has had a little rain. I think I live in Kansas. I think there's only like 2 counties in Kansas that are like in a drought warning right now, and they're way out in southwest Kansas. That wasn't the case last year. So yeah, a lot of everybody's getting a little bit of moisture this year. So what's the forecast look like for Saturday, Tom?
Little chance of rain Saturday morning, but it didn't sound like anything major. So it's supposed to be dry until then, so it ought to be good.
We had a monsoon Friday night in Ravenna, so I think a little chance of rain Saturday morning, we can deal with that.
Absolutely.
Randy, are you going to have a tractor? Are you going to be pulling Saturday or what?
Mine won't be running yet.
Are you waiting on parts?
I got parts. I just can't get it in the shop to get it done. I got we had a shed blow down or putting a new machine shed, and it went down, and the shop's been full of planters and seed all summer, all winter or spring. So
hey, the pulling takes a back seat to work.
We just got done today planting beans. So
there you go. Is this later than normal for you?
Yeah.
Because of the moisture, because of the rain?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the that seems to be the norm throughout the Midwest right now. Is everybody was chomping at the bit to. It's been great weather in between the rain and the severe weather, but for it to be dry enough to get the seeds in the ground has been an issue this year. So hopefully the moisture will offset the late planting of the beans for you.
Yeah, I just hope it don't shut off. I'm not gonna.
So what all you have planned? I mean, tell us about this event. What does it benefit? I mean, you got a lot of things going on. You have a heck of a beer garden. You have live entertainment. Tom, tell us about the event.
Okay, so this is actually we've been doing this for 20 years. We haven't pulled 20 of them off. We had a flood one year and COVID another year, but otherwise we've been doing this for 20 years. The benefactors are Arlington Youth Sports and the local chapter of the FFA. So both two good, well-deserving organizations.
Yeah.
A lot of people involved in the community in a small town like this. That's just the way it is. Yeah, those are the benefactors. We're having a kiddie pull again this year, which we thought drew some interest last year, and music afterwards, and of course the concession stand and the beer garden, like you say.
Now you said the kiddie pull. That's a pedal tractor pull.
Yes. Yeah. Ages 4 to 12. It's a sanctioned pull. So the kids that get first, second, or third place are able to go to the state fair this fall. So it's kind of a fun thing. I don't know numbers, but there was a pretty good turnout last year for that. Randy, do you have actual numbers on that? Or
I thought they had 75, 80 of them.
Wow.
So
that's awesome. That's a 4 to 12, though. I mean, do you have a 50+ age group?
I wish.
I think some of those 4 to 12-year-olds could outpull me, though. So I wouldn't want to embarrass myself.
The 50+ would be interesting, though, wouldn't it?
It would. Absolutely. It would. But no, that's awesome. 75. Wow. That's incredible. So, yeah. So what do they win? What do the kids win if they get to go to the state fair? It's a finals type of thing.
Yeah. And the first 3 places get a medal and so forth. So you know how important that is for kids of that age. And there just seems to be a lot of interest. There's a lot of other sporting things going on with ball and stuff this time of the year. And yeah, there seemed to be some pretty good interest in that. And I guess I was surprised at the amount of kids that turn out for that at the state fair. It's a pretty big deal. Oh,
it's huge at the state fair. I mean, you guys having 75, I was impressed by that number when you said it. No, competition is competition, and kids, when they do that, and if they get beat, they just want to win the next year. So they want to come back. So you never know. You might have more pullers out there. What time does that start, Tom?
The registration for that starts at 5, and then I believe that starts at 6. Am I right with that, Randy?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Registration at 5, and pulling starts. Green flag drops at 6 for the pedal pull.
Yeah, and then the outlaw pull starts at 6:30. So There's typically a little bit of overlap, but hopefully it won't be too bad.
Okay. Tell us the history of this bull, Randy. When did you start having this bull there? And it, obviously, has it always been to benefit the FFA and Arlington Youth Sports?
2004, we started this, and it was always with Arlington Youth Sports. About 4 years ago or 5 years ago, we brought in the FFA. We just started the new the chapter here in Arlington. I think it was 7 years ago the chapter started, which has grown. We've got over 65 kids, I think, in FFA right now. So the chapter's really taken off. The youth sports part, it covers all of our sports from soccer, volleyball, softball, baseball, football, basketball, everything, wrestling, all of the sports. It helps them, and plus our ball field. We got a ball complex down there. It helps support that and keep that running too.
So this is basically the 20th anniversary of this event then?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, since 2004, this is 2024. So that's awesome. I mean, and we all know how important sports are to the youth. I mean, it helps them build confidence. I mean, it helps them later on in life. Honestly, it does. And I mean, I think it's an awesome event. So what's some of the unique things that have happened with this event over the years?
We first started with the Nebraska Bush. We were there, I think, till 2010, and then we switched over to Outlaws in 11, and we've been there since. I don't know. It's just been growing every year, it seems like, and I don't know. The community likes it. We've got a lot of people. Parents, FFA kids are taking care of the concession stands this year. They still help out and other things.
So the kids that you benefit actually come in and help the event.
Yep.
And volunteer their time.
Yep.
So that's the way it should be, and that's awesome. So, Tom, how long have you been with the group here putting on this pool?
Gee whiz, I think it's been maybe 1 or 2 years from the beginning. My kid has long been out of it, but I've kind of stuck with it because I enjoy pulling, and it's as the year goes on, it's kind of a year-round thing for the most part. Obviously, getting ready for things, but as the season gets closer, the excitement builds, and then the day of, it's like, you forget about all the work that you put in because it's, just such a really good event. Yeah. We've had too much water some years. We've had not enough some years. It's been hotter than a firecracker some years. And last year was absolutely gorgeous. And, the crowds showed it. And I really feel that it has gotten better as the years have gone on. There's always been a challenge, but, we've figured it out, and things have pretty much gone off without, too much of an effect. It's just one of those things that you can feel, accomplished, when it's complete, and, then you're able to see the rewards of the fundraising events and all of that.
Yeah. And the Outlaws are a family based organization. And when you talk about youth sports, and I mean, you guys, it seems like you guys are always trying to get better every year. You're not resting on your laurels. And, Randy calls me every couple of weeks and says, "Hey, I'm just touching base. Want to find out what we need." And that's what you love in a promoter, is somebody that calls you and says, "Hey, I just want to touch base. What do we need to do?" And I think this pool will grow. I really think it's going to grow just because you guys are all in the right mindset. You're doing it for the right reasons, and the pullers see that too, and you guys take care of the pullers. So I think there's, it's just going to get better, there at Arlington. So, Randy, what do you see for the future of this event? I mean, do you see it getting bigger? you guys have a great event already going, and you always have a great crowd there.
You always want to do more and get bigger. Like I said, I think it'll grow. I think we still got more room in the stands to fill. So my goal is to pack them in there. And last year we had a very good crowd, but we had excellent weather too. And I think this weekend sounds pretty good. A little chance of rain, and I think they're talking high 80s, low 90s, which ain't horrible, but
no. It's summertime, buddy.
Yep.
It's funny how every winter you hear people say, "Oh my gosh, it's cold," and it's really not that cold. And in the summer, the same people say, "Oh my gosh, it's hot," and it's really not that hot. It's like, it's summertime. So
that's right.
It's. I mean, you guys, kudos to you guys. You guys put on a great event, and you're there early, working, getting that track in order. And I've never seen a hitch in the giddy up at this event. Honestly, I think it's always run pretty smoothly. So, I mean, what sponsors do you guys have that you'd like to mention here tonight that really stick their necks out there for this event?
Frontier Co-op's our major one. We've got Platte Valley
in Arlington, Frontier Co-op.
They're out of they're a big co-op. They're out of Meade, North Bend.
Okay.
They've got a lot of them around. Platte Valley Equipment, which is out of Fremont, Clarkson, Humphrey, and Wahoo. Tim Sass and Channel Seed. There's BTT&R Truck and Repair out of Fremont. And then our local bank, the RVR Bank, is our major sponsors. And we've got people like Kimke Seeds, O'Daniel Honda. I know I'm going to miss a few. Tom can help me out, but I mean, there are just so many people in the community. Eagle Auto,
Sid Dillon Chevrolet. That's one thing about this, Ron, being in this as long as we've been doing this. The people that have sponsored us, some of them since the very beginning, they know, when you make a phone call or you send an email to them, that it's that time of year again. And they just, there's like, when do you need the money? And that sure helps make our jobs easier. We've got, some younger guys that are in different circles, and they're out trying to, stir up some new interest with sponsors and so forth, and try and keep growing that every year, because it doesn't get any cheaper to put this stuff on. Yeah. So, all of those things kind of combine, and it's kind of a fun thing when everything kind of comes together like this. And man, we've had some really, really good sponsors over the years.
Yeah, you have to appreciate the companies that put their money where their mouth is, put their money on the line. I mean, but Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling, it's family entertainment. It really is. I mean, there's a lot of choices families have nowadays. They can go to the movies. They can stay home. But we really want them to come out and hear and feel and experience Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling. And you guys are doing it for a great cause. I think the youth sports movement, it's incredible. And the FFA, I mean, you guys are doing a good thing here for the community there. And I hope that community and the community surrounding will continue to support this event and even increase the participation of spectators there at this event. So
one thing I'd like to add, Ron, is
sure.
With the help of these sponsors, I feel it's been able to keep our costs down for the admissions. I mean, we're charging $15 to get in,
and that's a super price, Randy. That really is. I mean,
we just feel to make it for the families, with the economy the way it is, to try to make it feasible for them to come.
Yeah, that's in this day and age, $15 to get into a tractor pull. I mean, that's cheap. I mean, 20 is pretty much the minimum, Randy, honestly. The gate prices have not kept pace with inflation and the cost of living, honestly. And the pullers, as a puller, parts haven't gotten any cheaper.
No.
Parts have only just shot through the roof. I mean, you have guys out here that have machines that are over $500,000. It's insane. And putting out horsepower that is unreal. And yeah, the $15, that's a heck of a bargain. I will tell you that right now. And what is it for kids? What's your breakdown on cost?
It's $5 for children 5 years old to 12. Anything
5 to 12 is $5.
Yep,
That's
and anything under
cheap.
That's free.
And
it's that kiddie pull is free, so it's a sanctioned kiddie pull that's free. Don't cost them anything to go pull. So
doesn't cost anything for the kiddie
Nope.
pull. So that starts at 6.
Yep,
Correct.
All right. So if you want to get your kids into the pedal pull, sanctioned pedal pull, which you can qualify for the Iowa State Fair, right?
Nebraska
State Fair. You need to come to the kiddie pull for free. You can actually qualify for the Nebraska State Fair kiddie pull, and it costs you nothing. And then stick around for later and watch the outlaw pull, and we'll complete the experience here in Arlington, Nebraska. Megan Engelmeyer says, can't forget tight machinery. We haven't forgotten tight machinery.
No, we have. Sorry, Megan.
No, if you want your Case IH tractor or implement worked on, there's only one place to go in the Nebraska, Iowa area, and that's Tight Machinery. Mr. BG Party Fan, he checks in every week, checking in. Thanks for checking in, buddy. You're going to have to come west of the Mississippi. That's all I'm going to have to say. Come west of the Mississippi one of these days and see what pulling is like in the Midwest. So, no, we appreciate it. We have a lot of fans that watch on the show every Tuesday. So, you guys, what's unique as far as Arlington goes, as far as food, drink? I mean, what's unique? Do you guys have like a signature meal there? Do you have? We have well, I'm just going to give an example. At one event, we have pork chop in a glove. Another one, there's pork chop on a stick. So, do you guys have anything unique there that we have to tell the folks about that they have to experience?
Well, the food is always great. The Wilkins put together a hell of a spread, and Brett will be down there on Friday smoking pork butts. And if you've ever had one, they're not only delicious, but they're ginormous.
Ginormous.
You can't go away hungry.
You sold me on ginormous. Tom, you sold me. So, Randy, anything else you need to add for the event this weekend? What time do the gates open? Saturday?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock for spectators. Are the pits open?
Yep, pits are open.
Pits are open. We encourage folks to go in an open pit to go talk to the pullers. So pullers love to sign autographs and chat with fans. Show starts at what time?
6:30.
6:30. Pits open. Gates open at 5. Pits are open. Pull starts at 6:30. Green flag drops at 6:30. Guys, Tom, Randy, thank you guys for coming on tonight. We're looking forward to being in Arlington on Saturday. I'll be there early, and I hope for good weather, and it looks like it's going to be good weather. So we'll see you guys Saturday.
Okay, well, thanks you,
Ron. See ya.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right.
It's Randy Dunclaw, Tom Vogt from the Arlington Youth Sports Truck and Tractor Pull in Arlington, Nebraska. This Saturday starts at 6:30. Austin Fluid checking in from Larchwood, Iowa. Austin, you got to be kind of happy about your local modified tractor team finishing second in Ravenna this past Saturday night. They had a good hook. Cody Barrett had an amazing hook with his twin turbine. I don't think some of the pullers on their best days in that modified class could have beat that hook. He pulled the front end up, held it up there. He was hooked up. Nobody else in that class was hooked up like he was Saturday night. So the twin turbines making their presence this year in the modified tractor division. So I want to transition here to, we've got about 14 minutes left in the show. Mike was, well, he said he might come on later. Jason said he might come on later. We'll see. But of course, you all know that, most of you know that Mike has launched a series called When the Smoke Clears. When the Smoke Clears. It's spotlighting outlaw truck and tractor pullers. And this week, as soon as I find it, I will start it here. This week, When the Smoke Clears focuses on pro stock points champion, multi-time points champion in the pro stock four-wheel drive pickup class, Keith Hammonds. Your timing is impeccable, my friend.
I was keeping my fingers crossed. I was like, I bet if I run up there right now, I could be right at about when the smoke clears. Hey guys, did I miss anything?
We were talking to the folks at Arlington, Nebraska, Randy Dunclaw, Tom Vogt, talking about all the big things happening at Arlington on Saturday. And of course, we talked about Norfolk, Nebraska on Friday as well. And I just started talking about your weekly spotlight on the pullers, highlighting those pullers with the Outlaws, Keith Hammonds and Bipolar. If you have your paperwork there, if you have your bio, man, I'm going to turn it loose to you.
Just got it. So hello, everyone. Thanks for having me on, Ron. We'll get right into it. Yeah. So when the smoke clears, you're looking at an outlaw, and the outlaw that you're looking at this week is Keith Hammonds. And he's got quite the impressive bio. He won this weekend. Ron picked right up where he left off last year, and his rundown looks like this. So your puller, when the smoke clears, is Keith Hammonds, and he typed this out, Keith Hammonds Jr. He is actually Keith Hammonds Jr. So interesting little tidbit there.
Second generation puller. His mom and dad pulled.
His father pulled with the Twin States local organization here in Northeast Missouri for a long time.
Yeah.
So he drives, of course, the pro modified four-wheel drive truck called the Bipolar.
Pro stock, brother. Pro stock.
What did I say?
Pro modified.
Nope. Yep. Definitely. Nope. There's a difference there. Pro stock truck. Yeah. I literally just ran upstairs. I don't have all my, I'm not in character yet. Yeah. No, his pro stock four-wheel drive truck that he calls Bipolar. He's been pulling for 11 years. His first hook was at the US 36 Speedway in 2012, and it was an IMO hook. And I hadn't heard IMO talked about in a long time. So that's like a state level organization in northern Missouri, southern Iowa, I believe. I don't remember a ton about IMO, but I have heard of it before.
Iowa, Missouri. Yep.
It says his most memorable hook was his first win at Wisner. So the first time he won at Thunder by the River, and that was in 2016. Said the wildest ride that he's ever taken was the very first time he ever pulled there at the US 36 Speedway. Says he hopped and jumped and his door came wide open. So, we can only imagine how that goes. That happens with those four-wheel drives sometimes. Hello, Mr. Schultz.
Look at this, Jason. He's being very safe, has his seatbelt on and driving home from the golf course. How are you, Jason?
Fantastic. I was going to shoot probably the best round I had this year, and then the last two holes, I stepped on it, if you guys know what I'm trying to say. So.
Did you break 100?
Oh no, I shot bogey. I'm a bogey golfer. Like I can shoot 45 on 9 holes pretty much all the time. But I had a chance for like a 39, and I think it got in my head, and then I slipped the clutch a little too early, if you know what I'm saying.
Jason, hey, did you have to use the foot wedge at any point?
No, it's league, so I try. It's like an official pull. I try not to cheat. I go to the scales and everything. So
I always tell everybody that my bowling score and my golf score are about the same, and that's really bad for both. So
I had to ask because I played with a few golfers that use the foot wedge, and they don't count, when they use the foot wedge. But no, we talked to Randy Dunclaw. We talked to Tom Vogt from Arlington. They have an awesome event. This event just keeps growing each year, Jason. They're having their kiddie tractor pull, the pedal pull, which starts a half an hour before the pull starts.
That's for state. They said that if they do well there, Ron, they
75 kids last year. Yeah,
that's awesome.
And I did ask if they had a 50 and over class, and they do not yet, which I was a little disappointed about, So, but no, it's a great event every year, and it keeps getting better and better. And of course, Norfolk is Friday, an hour and a half away. You're in Arlington. Is Saturday. So
I like when you put the schedule together like that, Ron. Yeah, they're two different towns, but they're not far away. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. And that's what we try to do. Yeah. We try to make it convenient for the pullers, the fans, and it's going to be a great weekend. The weekend after is Manila. The weekend after that is Whitewright, Texas, which is a huge event. So, man, we're just getting into it, and we're all excited. We're all revved up from Ravenna, and here we go into another 2-full weekend. And it's getting good. It's getting good.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. So,
weather.
Uh-oh, Jason.
Going through one of those solar flares, one of those little.
Yeah. Maybe it's interference from the battery in his Tesla. Maybe.
Oh, very well could be. Hadn't thought of such a thing. Yeah. Oh man. Well, we'll keep rolling with Keith then while we're waiting on Jason to
let's talk about
reboot
Keith
and recharge. So very impressive. Wildest ride was the first hook he ever had. Points championships. So beyond just the Outlaws, this is according to what he sent me, 9 points championships. He's won 9 points championships and 6, I think, with the Outlaws. He won 2014 with the IMO pullers, Iowa, Missouri. And then he said that in 15 and 16, he won with Lucas Oil. And then 2017, 18, 19, 21, 22, and 23, he has been the points champion for the Outlaws. So not only is that 9 points championships, but if you consider the fact that we took COVID off, that's 9 consecutive. So that's a man who knows this vehicle very well.
That's a man on a mission, Mike. I mean, really. I mean, we talked about he is the best track reader I think we have in the Outlaws.
And they say
he will get up at 6 in the morning and come out just to look at the track. I've seen him out there, and he doesn't know I'm looking, but I've seen him out there letting that dirt sift through his fingers. I mean, he is studious on tracks, and people wonder what's his secret. Well, man, this guy studies. He goes after the most frickin' horsepower he can possibly get. He goes after the best chassis settings he can possibly get, best suspension settings he can possibly get, and he reads the track. So how can you not go wrong? I mean, he misses the mark every once in a while. I mean, how could you not? But consistency, he's extremely consistent, with this truck, and it's paid off for him. So, you hear the rumors about traction control, blah, blah, blah. Is he running traction control? He's got to be. You know what? I have witnessed traction control before. I have not heard, you can hear traction control. You can. And I have not heard it with this truck. Not to mention, the Outlaws have used technology. We have the technology now where we are monitoring what is traction control from the sled. Some folks may not realize that we are monitoring it, and we can detect it now. So, and nothing has. Jason,
I'm back.
Home. You're home.
Notice too, Ron. He's out of the Tesla. That's if that doesn't confirm your theory, I don't know what does.
I was kind of enjoying the view through the glass roof there as he was driving through the Wisconsin countryside.
Well, if my phone would have worked better, I would have kept it going for you guys. So it's all good. It's all good.
No, we're good.
So did you guys? Did you guys talk to Concord or Norfolk and Arlington tonight?
We couldn't get anyone on from Norfolk. We talked about Norfolk a little bit. We talked to the folks at Arlington. And of course, we did Mike's weekly spotlight piece on the Outlaw Pullers. This week was Keith Hammond's multi-time points champion.
Yep. Nine-time champ. We're about halfway through the bio right now. Jason, I just jumped on maybe 3 minutes before you did. Today was my dad's birthday, so we took Dad out to eat. So I think Ron was thinking, all right, I'm going to wrap up the show, going to have a quick one. And then we both hopped on right here at closing time.
Mike, your timing was impeccable because I just started your section and you popped on. I didn't even have to read the bio. You were like there. And I was like, Mike, take it away.
Yep. Jason, how many points championships do you think Keith Hammonds has won?
I would say it's in the double digits would be my guess. So
you're close. Almost. It's 9. He's won 9 points championships 9 years in a row for various organizations, but every year he's pulled since 2014, he's won a championship.
Well, he doesn't mess around. He buys good stuff and he can drive. Ron's always talked about him. He's one of the ones out there when they're building the track. He's poking around. He's out there.
Yeah.
And that pro stock, that class, it's you have to be a driver. You know what I mean? You can't have horsepower or anybody because everybody's so similar. So, and there's so many in the class. What do we have? 18 or 20? I feel like
20.
On Saturday night.
We had 20 of them. Yeah.
I think that was our biggest class.
You're running a DOT tire, which is not very aggressive, and you're making 1,200 horsepower. So, you have to be a driver to win in that class, or just be damn lucky. Yeah, and I don't think it's. Yeah, I don't think he'd win 9 championships.
If he's lucky, I'm having him buy my lottery tickets from now on because he's obviously one lucky dude. So it's either that or he knows exactly what the hell he's doing. So
yes. No, we got the win in Ravenna and off to a good start this season as well. So
Jason, the weekend at Ravenna, we had a few snafus with the live stream.
You can say that.
but we are pushing technology.
Yeah,
in our live stream, we are.
And I thought we were ready. I really did. And I read a lot of the comments, and you guys can be mad, and I get it. You're paying for it. You deserve better. I'm all on board with that. I'd be frustrated. Let me tell you I can't tell you how frustrated I was. Anybody that was around that trailer, they would have learned some new words that night because it just was not going well. But we had good internet. The Starlink's been good to us. And we went live at 7, and our graphics where we shoot the live stream through our platform, they just didn't connect, and we got on support right away, and they were do this, restart this, and finally we just had to delete that first stream that we set up and then put a new stream up, and then we got live. We got our first hook was the Hawkeye hooker. Is that Jeremy Paulson, right, Ron?
Yeah.
And then then we're trying to settle in, and then one of the wireless cameras across the track was kind of making me sad. So the goal. And then, Kyle Petch is awesome, and he's put together like what we saw today on our meeting today. What we're going to have, it's going to be instant leader, the distance where they're at in the placings. But then the computer was like one line off. The code, it would say like Don Nelson, but it had Don Nelson driving something else.
Right.
And it was a rough night. I was wound up, obviously, and then it was tension all night long. So, like I said, for all you subscribers and for those of you that bought the live stream. If you go into log into your account, go to past events, and we have the full class videos of the light limited mods, the light superstock ags, and the light limited pros in there, and then we have the actual. Then you can click on the live stream. and you can watch the rest of it. So, I read some of the comments like, we want the people you had back last year. It's the same team. A lot of you told Ron and I last year that you wanted a Roku app. You want to get on Amazon Fire, Google Play, Apple TV. All these things are coming to Outlaws. And then I really wanted to step up the graphics package and the wireless package. And we did. And I'm excited for it. But, man, it was not fun at all Saturday night.
It was rough.
But I want everybody to know we don't want that either, obviously, because you're a paying customer. You're obviously a part of the Outlaw family, and we appreciate your support. And we know you want to watch your family and your friends when you can't be there. And but if you think you were mad, you can't be 10 times as mad as I was, because it was so frustrating because we tested the snot out of that stuff. And but got Kyle Petch and Mackenzie and the team, and I'm excited. It's going to be we're going to be way better this weekend. We learned a ton. Hopefully we just got it all out of the way with that first one. And, what I always worry about is, connectivity with the internet. The Starlink was really good to us last year. Ron, we have the new wireless sound system that Kurt bought us. You and Mike put that together all day Friday. It sounded good. Our mics were a little hot. I'll give Jason a hug. You give me a hug at Rock Valley, Austin. You give, and I know everybody wants to text me and email me and stuff during the show. And I can't keep up with all the messages.
Oh, it's impossible. Yeah.
We're diving in to get we're diving in to fix it. You know what I mean? And then when it did come up, and then, like I said, then some of the overlays weren't matching up with the drivers and stuff, but Kyle's got it all fixed up. It's going to be better than it ever has, but boy, did we finished in last place out of a class of 100. So
I wouldn't say last place, but we debuted a lot of different new technologies that we haven't been accustomed to on Saturday, and most of it was successful, honestly, and we just some of it fell short, and we had a couple snafus. But if folks will stick with us, I mean, it's going to get better and better, and
they will. I've got a lot of comments, Ron, from pullers and family and friends, and letting us know. But I get it, and it's all there, and it's good. Just so you fans know, the plan is to have a starting line camera roving from track to track. So you see the driver come on the track, you get him back. Once it chains tight, once they leave the line, and we're going to switch to the end cameras, and then our fourth camera is going to be like a venue shot. Whether we put it in some pulls, it's going to be in the hot pits. Some pulls is just going to be on top of the trailer, Ron and Mike, just kind of an overall shot of the venue. But we're going to we have a plan. We've rehearsed it. We've tested it. And Saturday night just threw some stuff at us that we didn't expect. So I have a call. I have a meeting with our streaming platform tomorrow with the tech people to find out exactly what did happen, if it was just a one-time thing, or if we clicked the wrong box in there or something like that. But
and that's something a lot of people don't realize, is the time behind the scenes that is put in to make this happen. I mean, like you said, you have a meeting tomorrow, and there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes to make this the best live stream we could possibly make it. Yeah. Because that is our goal. We want to be the best. We want to make this the most entertaining. We want to draw fans that aren't necessarily from the ag community. We want to make pulling mainstream, and that's our goal. Yeah. And all that hard work you're talking about, people don't see that. You have that meeting tomorrow. You may have a meeting tomorrow. I have a meeting tomorrow. Kurt has a meeting tomorrow. Dave has a meeting. And there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that people just don't realize, that we're trying our asses off to make this the best of the best.
Yeah, our leadership team is phenomenal. Kurt he's the best owner of any truck and tractor pulling association. And I've worked with all of them. He's just he treats it like a business, and he cares, and his heart and soul's on it. He wears his emotions on his sleeve, and when he's mad, I know it, and I don't have to. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Me too.
And when I get those text messages that are 72 million pages long, I know I'm in trouble. And but I just
driving.
when you get the voice to text, that there's and it's.
He talked to me. He called me, I think, 11 times on Sunday on my drive home. And normally Sundays he leaves me alone. But we talked about a lot of things on Sunday on the way home. But you know what? You deserve better. And I'm not trying to make light of it. I've been anxious all week, but after meeting with Kyle and going through the new stuff, and then we've already met with Heartland and Jazz. We ordered their Starlink today. We worked on their graphics package today. We're going to give you fans, the name and the driver, the pulling vehicle as they drive onto the track. We're going to leave that graphic up until the chain is tight. That graphic's going to come down. We're going to, we're show the starting line camera. We're going to show you the run. And then when the distance pops up for that puller, and there was some lag Saturday night between Lori's computer and ours.
Yeah.
And we got that fixed as well. With the GPS, I do a lot of stuff with Full Pull Live, as well as you guys know. With the NTPA, they still got that laser. They call it in. Yeah. Somebody types it in. It takes 30 seconds with the NTPA. Yeah. With the Outlaws, it's instantaneous. And we see the pullers on the track. When I used to drive my tractor, I'd look up on that screen to see how I finished. You know what I mean? And I get all that. I mean, I get it. Kyle put some nice graphics together that hopefully you can see their leaderboard 300 feet away. It's a black background with big white letters. We made the driver names bigger this coming week. We're going to get there. We're going to get there, I promise. So,
and Kyle is that guy. He will not rest until it's right.
No,
he won't.
We were up until 2:30. You guys saw us still working on stuff on Sunday morning, and then he's going to be in Norfolk with Kenzie on Friday night. I'm going to be in Hutchinson with Full Pull Live. And this live stream is going to be important, guys, because wagering is coming like in a couple days to the NTPA. I don't know if they're going to make a big announcement this week. Our first wagering event with the Outlaws is going to be in Whitewright, Texas. I think the plan is that you're going to pick two winners, pick two people to finish in the top three. We'll have a lot more probably after Toma, because what do our events go, Ron? We have Norfolk Friday, Arlington Saturday, Manila the following Saturday. So, and on the Full Pull Live side, it's Hutch, Toma, then a weekend off. The Full Pull trailer is going to go to Texas, the merch, the promotion trailer, and then we'll have the light. Yeah. And I think we're going to wager on 3 classes. None of this is official, fans, but just kind of the word I'm hearing from the folks at Full Pull. I work with them. I work for them with their social media and with their live stream. I've learned a ton from them on what they're doing, bringing that to the Outlaw side. I love their countdown to pull time they're doing, like that college game day. You're going to start seeing Ron and Mike in front of the microphone. We're not going to build a set this year or anything like that, but we're going to go live earlier. Kenzie's going to start the live maybe 45 minutes to an hour earlier. So if we do have any issues, we can fix it then. Also gives Ron a chance to check sound. Guys, we care. If you knew how much we care about the Outlaws and the product we're putting out on the track, Mike's been an amazing addition to our social media team, our announcer team. When he's not announcing, he's going to be working with us at outlawpulling.tv. We want to have 2 or 3 people that can do everybody's jobs. And we love all of you. And you guys are the most passionate fans. We love the Outlaws. We love where we're going. The growth pattern's phenomenal. Our social media is reaching 3 to 4 million people a month, and we're just getting into pulling season. New sponsors are coming on board. The future is very, very bright. And then ultimately, we want to get big payback with these organic sweeps, with gambling coming. Pullers deserve, to win, more money. And the promoters aren't getting rich. Van Beek's not getting rich. I've seen all.
Nobody's getting rich.
So it's legit. But if we get gambling coming, so gambling should bring like twice the audience we have now to it. Look what gambling's done for football, basketball. Yeah. The NFL would not be. I don't care what you say. The NFL would not be where it is without gambling. The NCAA March Madness without gambling. You guys. So at Louisville, we kind of did the pick'em contest down there, right? Yep. I had gas truck guys. I had like 2-wheel drive trucks guys telling me, let's be honest. You either like trucks or you don't, or you like tractors or you don't. Like at Louisville, when the trucks pull, all the diesel guys go get their beer, and then they come back in with the pro stocks or the super farm, and it's vice versa, right? I've had people say, you know what? I normally don't watch the pro stocks, Jason, but I did because I picked Brandon Simon to win, or something like that. Or like in the mod class, I picked Cameron Neves to win at Louisville, or the Mac Trailer Winter Nationals. It's fun. And that's what, when we talk to the people from Vegas, that's what they talk about. They talk about, there's people that watch a Division III basketball game in New York because they have money on it. I mean, it's going to bring more eyeballs to the sport. And then when we can show those eyeballs to potential sponsors, that's when it can get really, really, really fun. So.
And Jason, in saying that, you said none of us are getting rich, and that's absolutely true. But when we talk about sports gambling and pulling, what's the first thing we think about? Think about how much we could raise the purse, how much we could give back to the pullers. Yeah. That's the first thing we think about. It's not like we're going to get rich. No, it's like, yes, we could raise the purse.
I think all the agreements between like the NTPA and the Outlaws, the money I think the first year it's going into the points fund just because they want to get everything set up. But I think after that, it's going to go back to that venue to that purse for that venue is what I've been told. So I think we're going to be okay. Hey, this is a great comment, Mike. We started doing this 6 months ago now, 3 months ago. When did you start doing your
right after? So we started, it was called This Week in Pulling, and we launched that the Thursday or Tuesday or whatever that we got back from the National Farm Machinery Show. And then it's been rebranded over the previous 2 weeks to be called This Week with the Outlaws. And I'm looking, it's in the works to get that spread some even other places. Hopefully we'll see this on the Outlaw website as well soon. So yeah, this is weekly feature called This Week with the Outlaws. So I haven't read it yet. What's Austin got to say down here?
Well, you guys go to the Beer Money Pulling Team website, beermoneypullingteam.com, click on blog. And Mike has written an article every week. Mike's an English teacher, well-spoken, well-versed. And there's not a lot of print anymore. And when Mike and I were talking about this idea, like when the smoke clears, Mike's awesome because he has the time. He's season summer mode right now, and I have a lot of ideas, and I don't get half my shit done. So this is good for me to kick an idea to Mike.
And writing comes easy to him as well. So
other than I was coming back, I went grocery shopping with my wife yesterday, and it dawned on me. I said, "How do you spell break?" And she goes, "Well, which one?" And I go, "That answers my question." I go, "I messed it up."
Mike, I wasn't going to say anything about it.
Nope. I thought about it yesterday, but I was talking about how Wes Severs had some fancy break work, and I was like, I might have put the wrong break in there.
Did you BREAK it?
Yep.
Yeah, so, that makes me so happy.
Hey, dude, this is Missouri. You don't have to. I'm an English teacher. I never said I was a good English teacher.
I know you're a good teacher. So, but no, we're excited for your articles, and to Austin's point, talk about them on the podcast. I mean, you're trying to do a podcast after this, kind of your what do you call it? Your tight greens. Tight greens.
You have been golfing, haven't you? Were the greens tight tonight? Green flags and tight chains. Every puller's two favorite things.
I putted awesome tonight.
Tight greens and flag chains.
Yep.
I
heard you say that a couple of times. So.
I'm trying to make Ron's got kick the tires and light the fires. I'm trying to get green flags and tight chains. I'm going to make that be my little catchphrase. No, you need that.
That's like, there's like 4 or 5 things when Ron says like, I forget what they are. I have to hear them, but
doggone it.
I
stole it from him. I looked right at him. I said, "Ron, can I steal your catchphrase?" And it was after they had that fuel leak. One of the tractors, I think it was a Pro Stock or a Limited Pro, had the fuel leak and kind of put on a fire show for us.
Mike, one of your questions that you post on Beer Money or Outlaw, what are some, like, what do you call them? Catchphrases? What do you call them? Your brand? What do you call those catchphrases? Yeah, ask, because they're like, there was a guy years ago would say, hey, Barbarita, and then like if they go, they go. If they blow, they blow. There's a lot of fun stuff. Well,
that was written on the back of the Cajun Queen. The Cajun Queen, Eddie Seidenstricker had written on the back of it, if she goes, she goes, and if she blows, she blows.
Put up few fries short of a Happy Meal. I don't know if that's a catchphrase, but that's funny. Oh, shoot. Alan Ulmer, his Alki Super. I want to see that thing go down the track wide open. He is so close. I get every one of Alan's Snapchats, and I'm like, I want that tractor to run. I want that tractor. And I know he does too.
I want to ride one of those snowmobiles that he builds. And
they're fast. They are fast. He is. You have no idea. He is well known in the snowmobile drag racing world. Somebody actually asked me the other day about that. They're like, "Do you know Alan Ulmer?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "We used to race against him with sleds." I'm like, "Oh, I bet you lost." He's like, "Yeah, we did. We never beat him." So, it was good like that. So, hey, you should be scared, Ron, but I can hook you up. You would be scared. Yeah.
I'm ready.
So,
I'm ready.
And then I learned also Sunday morning, guys, that fat guys cannot ride electric scooters. They can, but not very far or very fast.
And now ask Ron.
Are we? Wait a minute.
Ask Ron about how his experience went too, because you both provided. I wish we'd had a camera going. Poor Jason looked like he was on the Dumb and Dumber film and he was out of gas, and Ron was trying to be Travis Pastrana out there doing interviews, popping wheelies on it.
You didn't tell me it had a turbo boost on it, Mike. I mean, it would barely propel me through the mud and the gravel, and then when I tried to pull a wheelie, it just like jumped out from underneath me. So.
Jason, it was right when just crap was hitting the fan. I mean, the live stream wasn't going, and the pace of the pull was 1,000,000 miles an hour. And Ron's like, "Oh shoot! Like we got interviews. We got to go down there and get some interviews. So he throws me his class list. He's like, cover this. He's like, I'm taking your bike. I'm doing this interview. And so, he's the voice of the Outlaws. He's Mr. Professional. And I look over and he's flipped this damn scooter over at the end of the track. And I'm like, man, we're just, but by about an hour in the show, everybody had hit their stride and everything was rocking and rolling. So
it's the same thing too. It happened to us with Benson on Friday night. We did that free live stream on fullpull.live, and the first hour was a mess, and just getting organized. You have all these people, but until you get a live poll moving that fast, and it's hard on everybody. And then they did a free live stream for fullpull.live, so a huge audience, and of course, I get all these suggestions, and I'm like, hey, did you tune in and buy the subscription Saturday night? Oh no, I didn't do that. I said, because Saturday night was awesome. So it's just kind of funny. It's kind of funny, yeah. But I'm pumped. For it. It's going to be a great season. The
thing about all of us here is we freaking love pulling.
Yeah.
Mike, I mean, you're a pulling fan, but you're like a sponge right now. You're just like, you're soaking up everything right now. And
I talked to him on the way home, Ron, and he said on Sunday, and he said he learned so much from you Saturday night. Like, you learned so much from Dave Bennett. I'm excited to get you guys out in the pits, talking to the pullers more during the day. And I know this first weekend there was none of that because you guys were putting
we did a little.
Friday night we and Ron
Saturday we did as well.
Ron fights the good fight better than I do. Once we get to some people give Ron a hard time for maybe not being a morning person and being more of a night person, but I learned that paid dividends because he was able to interact with drivers in the pits for a much more extended period of time than I was.
That's when they're way more honest at 3 a.m. than they are at, say, 3 p.m.
I'm kind of a 12:30 shutoff kind of guy, and I told him, I was like, I'm going to walk back to my camper. No, we'll give you a ride. And we circle around, and then we found the real party, and Ron's like, oh, no, we're stopping here. And I tried not to be a little sissy, and I was like, all right, I'll go in there. And I stood there for like 20 minutes, and I was like,
oh. Mike, wait a minute. You jumped out of the side-by-side before I even stopped it and put it in park. I mean,
well, yeah. I mean,
you seen the truck and the trailer. Oh, I got to go here. And I put it in park and got out. I was like, where's Mike? He's gone. He was already up in the toter. He was already up in the trailer looking at the truck. So,
hey, Mike, I never drank a drop until I met Ron. I was sober my whole life.
Exactly. Yeah.
Ever since I met Ron, it's been downhill.
I don't believe that for a minute. Oh.
No, the hospitality at Ravenna, Bill Barrett and Gary Barrett, I hooked the motorhome up to the TV trailer, and it just went and so they pulled me, and I was, how much I love truck and tractor pulling when I was laying in the mud underneath the motorhome. So that was fun. So yeah, Wayne will be a good spot to get interviews from pullers. And the idea is, Kevin, that Mike and Ron will go out and record these in the afternoon and then bring them to Kenzie. Kenzie uploads them into live stream, and we can play them before the show. Or like I said, Ron can grab somebody and say, hey, let's head up to the trailer. Go to the trackside camera and just have an interview. It's going to be fun. We're going to bring a lot more. We're going to bring. Last year was just with the live stream, just learn how to do it. That's why I feel so bad. We did so much this winter, and to have it just absolutely light on fire. It's like then they poured gas on it Saturday night.
Wow, a lot of new technology, Jason.
I know,
unloading all at the same time, and people, they're talking about the college game day type experience where we're doing the pre-show. We're going to be doing a lot more of that this summer. Yep. We're going to do it now that we're getting this thing perfected. Saturday, Mike, you and I, we spent over 9 hours setting up
on Friday. It was 8:30 in the morning to 8:30 in the morning to 5:17 at night. Yeah. I know because we were counting. we were counting down. There was a deadline imposed on us, and so I was. Every time he would walk by, I was 2 thumbs up. But by the end, I was starting to be like,
I appreciate
I'm new
Mike.
here. Do I need to be worried? So
Mike was like, I have full confidence in Ron. He's going to get this done.
Like, Mike, Ron, nothing winds Ron up. I'm like, my blood pressure goes from 0 to 9 million, and it's like this. And Ron's just like, we got this. And I'm like, I can't be this calm. I can't be this tall because I'm gonna get my butt chewed. So I'm glad we're not all wound up like me and we kill each other. Mackenzie did finally look at me Saturday night and say, "Leave me alone." Like, I got it. I'm sorry.
Leave
There's
me.
nothing we can do. So
Kenzie's like the voice of reason, you know. And
Yep.
when it's
He's-
hitting the fan, Kenzie's like, chill out.
yep,
So,
but it's hard,
guys,
So
we ought to call it a night. BG,
yep, I got to get
Mr.
on a
B-
Zoom call.
Mr. BG Party Fan is checking in, man, and he's been on here all night.
He's the man, dude. I love. He watches all our content. So yeah,
we gotta
he's
get him west of the Mississippi, though. We gotta get him out
Well,
here.
he was supposed to come to the Polish Championship, but he had, I think, a knee surgery. But we're hooking him up with a Beer Money Pulling Team tent, and I'll get him an outlaw flag for his Bowling Green campsite. I'll definitely make that happen.
Hell yes.
So,
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
so I promised him that. So, guys, I'm going to log off.
Awesome.
To all you Outlaw TV fans, we got you. It'll never be perfect, but it'll never be that bad ever again.
It's only going to get better, though.
If it is,
It's only gonna get better.
you'll never see me ever again because I'll be fired. So,
Hey, Jason, it's only going to get better. There's one
I
way,
know.
and that's up. That's
yeah,
up.
I told
brother.
I told Mackenzie last night, it can't get any worse. So,
It's going to get better. It's
All
going
right.
to get.
Have a good
it's
night,
gonna-
guys.
We're going to be the best.
thanks,
Good night,
guys.
Jason. Mike,